If you are thinking of moving to Peoria, Arizona, I am positive that you have thought about Vistancia and you want to know more about it. Vistancia is one of the top selling communities in the entire United States, and at one time was kind of way out in the middle of nowhere in the greater Phoenix area. But as we are seeing massive job growth in the northwest part of the greater Phoenix area, we are seeing more and more homes growing out in this area. In fact, we added a new freeway to accommodate the new employment and housing in this area. Vistancia as a whole has more than 25,000 homes today, and there is already 3,000 more that are going in. Vistancia is broken into 4 different communities. We have the Villages, which is multi-generational family. North Point is the newer community and closer to the mountains. That is also multi-generation familial type of homes. We have Trilogy, which is a 55 active adult community that also has a public golf course, and the highly coveted Blackstone Country Club, which is only home to 500 homes. This is the video that you want to watch if you are considering living in the Vistancia area and you want access to the Blackstone Country Club. That's what makes this part of Peoria highly desirable, because there are not that many country clubs. I'm talking full over-the-top country clubs, not just the golf clubs, in the greater Phoenix area that are still taking memberships at the time of this video. Let's take a closer look at where Peoria is. And let me just preface this by saying Peoria has 2 parts. There's going to be the north part and the south part. The south part has predominantly been in existence since about the 80s or the 90s. Nope, I would say 80s. And then what we're seeing in North Peoria really started in 2004. Vistancia was by far the first of its kind in the North Peoria area. And again, before 303, the freeway that went in there, before that opened up, it was quite the jaunt. There still is limited shopping in this area, and I'll break that down for you in just a moment. I just want to talk a little bit more about Vistancia as a whole. Built in 2004, over 7,000 acres. It is one of the largest master plan communities. And I'll be honest with you, up until now, hasn't really gotten the attention it probably needs. As the greater Phoenix area, continues to grow in the north part of Phoenix, this area is going to be in more demand. In fact, if you didn't catch my video from last week, you're going to want to click here and watch this video, because it talks more about what's going on in Peoria. And don't forget to chime in on my next video, where I'm going to be talking about new construction in North Point. Here's the thing, guys. You just got to hit that subscribe button so you're notified each time we release a new video, which, by the way, is every Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So again, we have 4 different areas, and we're going to break down the Blackstone area and see what it's all about. When we're talking about Vistancia, we have more than 92% owner occupied. This changes the look, the feel, the enjoyment of a community. When you are in a community that has a lot of rentals, that's not good, especially if you're buying luxury. Also, if snowbirds, it's really nice when you live in communities that have the majority of owner occupied, not second homes, but owner occupied, because then you don't lose half your neighbors during the summer months. You want to make friends and keep them around year-round. So first, let's take a look at the Blackstone Country Club, which I have to say is available for anyone that lives in the area. And if you live anywhere in Vistancia, you'll have access. If you are not a member of the Country Club and you don't have a residence in this community, there ain't no way you're getting past that guarded gate 24/7, and they make sure that there's no additional traffic in this area. You can't even claim that you're meeting your friend at the clubhouse for lunch, or you have a quick round of golf, you are a 4th pickup. Let me tell you, you want security, this is your community. We get this request a lot for social membership type of clubs, and to be honest with you, there's just really not a lot of them as a whole in the greater Phoenix area. So having this option here in Peoria is amazing. There's two different kinds of memberships. You can have a golf membership, that's $35,000 buy-in, and the monthly fees are at about $1175 for this year. And there's some other smaller ancillary fees and golf cart and, bringing guests and things like that. The social membership is $8,000 and a monthly cost of $490. Now, these are family memberships, so it's just one fee for the residents, and it covers kids up to 23. So even if they're maybe off to college and they're coming home for the winter time, they still have full access. They are remodeling. I think that everybody is kind of taking that 90s look, 2000 look, the dark look, and they're starting to go more contemporary and light. So you're going to see a lot of changes. But if you want to know more about this country club, you can go to blackstonecountryclub.com, and it has an indoor, outdoor dining, with all meals of the day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. And you know what? They include kind of a continental breakfast every single morning. So if you're just kind of catching up on some emails or making some calls before you're going to work or heading into town or whatever, you can stop on in one of the amazing indoor areas where they have the breakfast foods available. They have a fitness center. The locker rooms are over the top. They have everything in there, especially for ladies. You can go work out early morning. There's a steam room. There's, like I said, lockers, hair dryers, deodorant, everything is thought of. They even have a meditation room. They offer also massages and private training over there. And they also have tennis courts, pickleball courts. Everybody asks about the pickleball courts. They have 3 different pools. 2 are adult pools, or should I say there's 1 adult pool, 1 combination pool, and then 1 kids pool. And there are a ton of events throughout the course of the year. Most of the time, you're going to see those events from about October to about April or May. So they were just starting to prepare when I was doing all this footage for you guys. And I can't believe they also have massive bocce ball contest. Or I guess that's a big thing now. It's the new pickleball. How's that? But having this close proximity and always having a place to go and chill and just relax. Oh my gosh, the grounds were insane. Reminded me a lot of some of the golf courses in California in the vineyard areas. So I really like this community, this particular country club. And again, there's just not a lot of them. So if this is important to you guys, you definitely want to give us a call. We can help make arrangements for those tours for you when you are thinking of buying a home. Now, let's get to the housing. This is really what you like, or this is what you're really here for, I should say. So one of the things I really like about this community is that there's only 500 homes amongst the golf course. They have made not only these lot sizes very nice, but they've kept a lot of the natural elements of the beautiful desert up here in Peoria, Arizona. And so just about any home has mountain views, desert views, and golf views, insane. If you are thinking of buying new construction in Blackstone, the only thing they have left at this point are going to be lots, and they're going to build from the ground up. Those lots run about $500,000 to $600,000. If you are thinking of doing a build, you just give us a call. We can talk with you in a little bit more details. There are minimum requirements. So these are for luxury homes. So, and we get some calls sometimes when people are like, well, I want to buy the lot, but I want to put like a 2,000 square foot home. You can't do that in an area like this. These are going to be in upwards, probably the smallest about 4,000 square feet. And there are specific specs and builders, developers that you will need to use. Again, if this is something that you're interested in, just give us a call and we'll have some more conversation about this. Now, the resale homes, I love what you get for these amazing homes. One of the original builders out here was Toll Brothers, and I get requests for Toll Brothers all the time. The fact that you can get a completed home by Toll Brothers with over-the-top upgrades, a completed backyard with pools and patio covers and jacuzzis, and also these big, again, mountain views, desert views, and golf course for under $2 million. I know, don't laugh. Some of you are like, bleh. But let me tell you, if you go to almost any other Toll Brothers community, in fact, I can think of one right off the top of my head right now, and that's going to be in Surprise. It's called Sterling Groves, and it's being built by Toll Brothers. You're going to spend 1.5 million on a non-golf home, and the mountains are further away. And from what I understand, it's not a very desirable course itself from golf player perspective. You can get a finished home for just another 100, 200,000, and you don't have to wait for all the neighbors to move in. This is what, again, you got to kind of play out that difference. If you buy new construction, don't forget that a lot of the upgrades aren't included in those base price, especially when you're doing luxury homes, as well as putting in the backyards and the pools that so many of you want. You want to just move right in. This home, I want to show you, this is a resale home. It's right at about 1.5, and it was originally a David Weekley home. Well, it still is a David Weekley home, but it too, honestly, I love David Weekley. I feel like it's Toll Brothers half price. It is a luxury builder, 2x6, great quality. And whether you're buying resale or new, they really uphold their value. David Weekley puts out some amazing homes that aren't over the top price. But let's take a look at this resale real quick for you. And let me know what you guys think about this floor plan. It's only 6 years old.
Oh yeah, nice and open. Just walk straight out. Kind of a guest room for a little privacy. Wow, they even took the fridge. That's unusual. Usually, they leave fridges. Washer and dryer, dining room, living area, or vice versa. I love these big, beautiful picture windows. Oh, hello, shower. Can you throw me the soap way over there? Big, ginormous closet. Powder room. This is the other wing. Bedrooms, nice sized bedroom. Very, very big bedroom. With its own private bath, small walk-in closet. So this is also a great guest suite. So this is only a 3-bedroom home. 1, 2, 3, no 4. And a huge closet, storage. David Weekley.
So some of the biggest challenges for Vistancia is it still feels like you're way out there. But here's the thing, you're connected with a freeway, literally a mile and a half away from the gated entrance of Blackstone. Right now, there is Vistancia Marketplace, so you have a Safeway there, and you have a couple of little there's a pizza place, there's a sports bar, and there's a Subway. In fact, that's where Jesse Lee and I had lunch, because there's not a lot of places. But again, if you live in Blackstone, you can hit one of the restaurants on site. Here's the best part about Vistancia. There is a new part of the community. They're finishing up the fry. This is going to be an over-the-top super fries marketplace. Like, if you've ever been to a Whole Foods where you can get all, like, not to mention amazing pre-made things. There's also like a restaurant inside. where you can sit up and try the beer and the wine and the food's right there. And then there's a deli counter and a bakery. And this is going to be probably Arizona's most amazing Fry's grocery store. And it's opening up the end of 2024. This is going to be adjacent to the new 5 North that is going to be starting building later this year, and it will start to open up in about a year or two. This is going to be kind of a Main Street kind of feel. If you are familiar with City North, or I think they call it High Street, they keep changing the name at Desert Ridge. Also, Verrado has a Main Street. It's going to be like that, and it's going to be right here in Vistancia. It's going to be mixed use, retail and restaurants on the first level. Great little walking distance. It's going to have like a ton of outdoor patios. It's going to have farmers markets, car shows, all kinds of the local little things that people love. On the second level and above, I don't know how many levels it's going to be. I think it's going to be 4. It could be more though. That is going to be luxury condos for sale. They still haven't determined the builder that is going to be putting this together. And once they do, they will be starting to announce the price point and things like that. You'll be definitely need to chime into my channel, because as soon as that information is released, we will be sure to report on it. But that is coming, and it will be in less than a 2-year where we start to see some of those shops opening up. So if you're thinking that there's nothing close enough, that's coming. But if you're wondering, well, okay, I don't want to wait 2 years, and I hear you, but here's where you're going to wind up. Only, I know you're going to laugh, 12 minutes. I laugh when the salespeople do this all the time. So I'm just going to tell you, it's a 15-minute drive, but it's a beautiful 15-minute drive because it's on a very wide 303 freeway, and it's going to bring you right in to an area that's actually called Lake Pleasant Marketplace, but the locals call it Four Corners. And Four Corners is right at Happy Valley Road and Lake Pleasant Road, and the four corners of these two major roads has absolutely everything you can possibly think of. Home Depot, Lowe's, Mountainside Fitness, there's Sprouts, there's Ross, there's Target, there's like 50 plus different restaurants. I'm not going to say any high-end restaurants, but there are fast food, 2 sit-down restaurants, kind of more national chain. We are starting to see some of the smaller mom and pop shops open up out here, but I'm telling you, there's a ton of stuff right here at Four Corners. And again, it's only a 15-minute drive. If you are also wondering about employment, employment opportunities are over the top in the northwest part of the greater Phoenix area. It is exploding. If we look at the proximity to the current jobs, there is almost 750,000 jobs that are within a 30-minute drive. What's coming in is really what this is all about, what's going on in northwest Phoenix. Taiwan Semiconductor is going to be open in less than 2 years. So 2025, 2026. Right now, most of the people that are there, that are thousands of people, by the way, that are there right now are contract employees, and they're there for about 2 or 3 years. There is still going to be, just for that one company, 8,000 jobs for Taiwan Semiconductor. And once they are in full operation, we're going to see more and more companies also open up. In fact, Amcor just announced that they are opening up a $2 billion facility, in fact, it's right by 5 North. And so that desert, when you drive this freeway, you're going to see what I mean. I hate to say this, it's ugly desert, but most jobs, let's put it this way, most jobs are within 2 miles of a freeway. So when you look at where this freeway goes, they will be adding exits. Right now, there's not a lot of exits when you're cruising through that. I'm telling you, in 10 years, that is going to be full of employment and light industrial. It is going to fill up so fast, and people are going to say, shoulda, coulda, woulda, because I remember when Vistancia was opening up, and it was like way out there. It was nothing but desert and power towers, because obviously you got to get the power out there, right? And now the way Vistancia is growing, it is insane. Also, just North Peoria as a whole is really going to grow over the next 10 years. Now, one of the things I want to talk about is the CFDs that are in Vistancia. They're in all the different areas, and they are applicable no matter where you live in Vistancia. Now, that doesn't mean they're in all of North Peoria, but even in another neighboring community called Mystic, they have a CFD. If you're wondering what CFD is, it stands for Community Facilities District. And what it is the builders, well, the cities used to pay for road improvements and new schools and fire services, like the 50s, I should say, right? And then around the 70s, 80s, 90s, the cities were like, we can defer this cost and we can have the builders pay for it. If the builders want to build here, they have to do certain road improvements, curb and gutter, street lights, and things like that. Well, then the builders decided instead of, paying for that and building it into those home prices, they got, I don't know if it's smart or just more greedy. I hate to say that. They said, let's pass that on to the homeowners. Now, we saw a lot of this in California decades ago. It did start in the greater Phoenix area, in the Scottsdale area. We saw a couple of those. And then in the southwest part of the greater Phoenix area, places like Verrado and Estrella Mountain Ranch. And yeah, it hit Vistancia as well. So the original bond amount for the CFD was $100 million. And they've since added on. And now it doesn't change where you live, your CFD, it doesn't change. There's different CFDs though within Vistancia, if that makes sense. In fact, I have, where's my piece of paper? Here it is. The builders don't always disclose all this. This is the explanation of the CFD. And if you're wondering how this affects you, it's not a separate payment like an HOA. It's built into your property taxes. And here, so we said 1.5 million. Again, when you're really in Blackstone, this is going to affect your property taxes at about $2,000 more a month. Now, here's the thing. Most of the people that we have been working with have been moving in from other parts of the country where property taxes are really crazy, crazy high. So when they see these numbers, they kind of giggle. But if you are on more of a budget, that is something that you're really going to want to consider. So there's another part of Estancia that I mentioned called the Village. And the Village has lower price points, and some in the 4s, 5s, and 6s. And even at $600,000 home, that's going to add almost $1,000 onto your property taxes every single year. That's almost $100 a month. Now, the biggest drive for Peoria, North Peoria, before all the employment came in, was the mountains. And I'll tell you, there are a lot of big mountains, but there's a lot of small mountains. And that's why I've always loved Peoria. It's not flat, and there's views in every single direction, it seems like. And I love different parts of Peoria, but specifically, obviously, we're talking about Vistancia here. The proximity to Lake Pleasant, which is the largest body of water that we have in the greater Phoenix area or around it, you are less than 30-minute drive away. So if you are a water aficionado, if you like RVing and you want to go camping, it's a great place to go. You can fish, you can jet ski, you can rent a houseboat, you can even rent jet and skis or houseboats just for the day. You don't even have to make an investment, but if you already have those. If you are just an outdoor enthusiast, you're going to love this part of town. You are going to love all the off-road vehicle, OHV trails that are nearby. If you like hiking, if you like biking, if you like horseback riding, if you want to head up to the mountains, if you want to go to Flagstaff, Cottonwood, Prescott, it's a hop and a skip from this part of the greater Phoenix area. In fact, when you're heading out of town, you're missing all the craziness in the city because you're going to just take the 303 to 17 and you're going to take 17 North. And you know what's great about 17 North is they are building the first national, well, it's not national, but in the nation on the federal freeways. They are building a suicide lane. It's crazy construction right now, which I can't wait till 2024 is over. They've actually been building this for years, but this particular Right now, they have, different phases. It's kind of miserable coming home on a Sunday. So just plan a little extra time. But it has a suicide lane. So on Friday afternoon, when everybody heads north, the lane will be used for heading north. And then on Sunday, when the majority of the people are heading home, or on a holiday on a Monday, that lane will be moved the other way and it's going to be coming south. So there is some really modern stuff going on in this area. Everything from energy efficiency to outdoor activities, to freeway, to jobs, to new restaurants, to new shopping districts. So if you are looking for the next hot area, this is it, Peoria, Northwest Peoria. And there is not a community that even comes close to Vistancia. I promise you, if you want to live in North Peoria, you're going to want to live in Vistancia. It has just way too much to offer. Medical care, super important, especially as us more mature residents are aging gracefully. There is a brand new ginormous hospital, literally 15-minute drive, and that's speed limit driving. It is Honor Health. It is right off of Interstate 17. And here's the other thing, guys, for shopping. Not only do you have the four corners that we talked about, but up at Happy Valley Road and Interstate 17, there is even more shopping, which is right next to the Honor Health Hospital. If you need shopping mall assistance, there's also the Arrowhead Mall, which is about 30 minutes away. It's not that close, but it's not that far. And by the way, how many people really go to the mall? Although there is a Container Store, that's pretty awesome. And if you're a spring training person, the Peoria Sports Complex is only a 25-30-minute drive. So if you love the outdoors, but you want to be close, but not in the hustle and bustle, also you want a little quieter and maybe that elevated kind of luxury lifestyle, I think Vistancia is definitely should be on your list. Two more hot things about Vistancia in general. Number one, they need more schools. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. They actually have low student to teacher ratio on the elementary level, but the high school is busting at the seams. So just letting you know, hopefully that is something that is coming up. Oh, I just thought of another one. An air park, that is a big conversation right now. So for those of you, if you are executive level and you need a smaller airport to either fly yourself or have a private plane bring you on in, that's going to be coming on probably in the next couple of years. It was an old skydiving airport, and so they're just going to be renovating that. And Lord knows, if you are a pilot, you know that we need more areas to store your aviation type of equipment, helicopters and planes. This is the funnest part. There are mules native to this area. And so when you're driving, you're going to see the signs that say, beware, be careful or cautious next 2 miles, 3 miles, whatever. And you'll see a mule and you'll be like, what? Yeah. So you're going to want to just, respect the wildlife. There is a lot of other wildlife out this way. If that's important to you, it's definitely something to consider. There is a lot of wildlife in the desert. And because you're obviously right up against the desert, you're going to see a lot more of that. I don't want to scare you off, but that means snakes and coyotes. And yes, it may mean scorpions. I know that's probably most people's fear because they're so little. The bigger things you can kind of see coming at you. But you might even see some mountain cats up this way. The desert is definitely unique. And for those of you who always ask me these questions, there is plenty of water within the city of Peoria. Know that for every single new construction home, the builder has to guarantee a 100-year water supply. So if they have a permit to build, there's 100 years guaranteed. So don't miss my video next week because I'm going to be talking about new construction in North Point, which is, again, has even more mountain views and city views. Can't wait to hear from you guys. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We got all kinds of information. We just need to hear from you so we can have that one-on-one Zoom consultation and get the questions you specifically want answered in the time that works for you. All right, guys, cannot wait to hear from you. Just pick up that phone. Hope to hear from you soon. Thanks and bye.